Hello, and welcome back to the Gaming Guild. It's Kylie, and today we're continuing our adventure in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. In the last episode, we defeated the last divine beast, and for this episode, I'm going to start off by doing a bunch of Korok seeds. So yeah, I have, I think, 4 areas that I have notes on available to me right now. We'll see how much I get done. If this video is just Korok seeds, I will have the title just be called something like just Korok seeds or lots of Korok seeds, stuff like that. But yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so I'm in the Akkala region, and this is the first seed. What you want to do is climb up this tree. It's like the tallest one in the area, and you'll see these sparkling lights, and just examine them, and you get the seed. Okay, so I'm at the next seed. Over here by these cliffs, there's this big rock on top of a little rock. You can just push the rock over and then lift the small rock. Okay, so I'm at the next seed. On top of this hill, there's just these lights going around in a circle. Just examine them, and you get the seed. Okay, so I'm at the next seed. On top of this hill, there's 3 apple trees. 2 of them have just this one apple. The other tree has more. We just have to make it so the trees match. Okay, so I'm at the next seed. Just over here, there's a pinwheel. When you're near it, it makes, whoa, just balloons appear. Looks like there's 3. There's one kind of farther in the distance. Too far, too low. Too slow. There we go. And then that one, really far away.
Daruk's protection is now ready to roll.
I don't like how far away this one is. I'm gonna try something. Scared the deer. Here we go. Jesus. Okay, so I'm at the next Korok seed. Right by the Great Fairy Fountain here, there are a series of yellow flowers. You just have to touch them 1, 2, 3, 4. And there should be a 5th one somewhere. This is in one of the nearby trees. Yep, right here. Okay, I'm at the next seed. We have another one of these apple tree-like puzzles. Whoa, what was that movement, Link? Okay, we're at the next seed, right by the Daheso shrine. There are some offering statues. Just put an apple on the one that's missing one. Okay, so I'm at the next seed. Just down here there's a circle of rocks. We have a few rocks over here we can throw. Thanks, Mifa. And we just have to throw them in. Okay, so I'm at the next seed. Just underneath the West Akkala bridge, there's a rock you can lift. And there's the seed. Okay, I'm at the next seed. Underneath the bridge in Akkala span, one of the pillars is broken. And on top of the pillar there's a slab. Just have to hit it away with stasis. Good enough. And then lift the rock. Is that good enough? Let's see. Nope, it's not. That's good enough. Okay, so I'm at the next seed. By these 3 trees, there's a circle of rocks with one missing. The rock is actually down the hill a bit by this like dead guardian. You just have to carry it up the path and put it in its place. Okay, so just south of the Akkala Tower, there's these cannons, and there's a rock near them. Just lift the rock. Right underneath the ledge with the cannons, there is a pile of leaves. Get rid of the leaves and lift the rock. So just west of the Akkala Tower, there's another pile of leaves down the ledge a bit. Just get rid of the leaves and pick up the rock. So just north of the tower, there's another pile of leaves. Just do the same thing, get rid of them and lift the rock. And then a little bit further down the cliff, ooh, arrows, is this metal door. You just need to move the door. and then lift the rock that's underneath. Okay, and a bit southeast of the tower, there's a metal door. Just move it and pick up the rock underneath. So in the torn wetland, there's a structure kind of in the middle. On top of the structure is a rock that we can pick up. Okay, so I'm at the next seed. There's just 3 apple trees. You need to make the apple trees match. Actually, get a different bow. Okay, so I'm at the next seed. There's a pile of leaves over here. Just need to get rid of the leaves and then lift the rock. Okay, so I'm at the next seed. There's just some sparkly leaves on the ground. Just examine them. Okay, so I'm at the next seed. You just want to climb up the tallest pine tree in this area and then examine the lights at the top. Okay, so I'm at the next seed. There's a block puzzle up against the wall. The missing block is over here. Just bring it down. I'm guessing it needs to go in the middle. Okay, so I'm at the next seed. We have another block puzzle. Just gotta move this one over here. Okay, so I'm at the next seed. There's just some sparkling leaves. Just examine them. So near the spring of power, there's a rock up on this ledge. Just lift it. Okay, so I'm at the next seed. There's just an overturned log with a seed inside. Just shoot it. Okay, so I'm at the next seed. On top of these cliffs, there's a balloon right below the taller one. Just shoot it. So I'm at the next seed. In the middle of rock woods, there's a giant tree. There's a rock on top of the tree. Just lift the rock. And get the Korok. So not far from rock woods, there's this door or block, rock slab. You just have to hit it away. And then grab the rock that was underneath it. Okay, so I'm at the next seed. There's one of these platforms here. It's gonna lead us up. And you just go through the ring. For volley skill is probably the easiest way to do this. And there we go. Okay, so I'm at the next seed. On this grouping of trees, there's one with the rock on top. Just lift the rock. Okay, so I'm at the next seed. Over here there's a circle of rocks with one rock missing. The rock is actually over here near a monster camp. I defeated all of the bokoblins that were here earlier. Just to bring the rock over and then finish the circle. Okay, so I'm at the next seed. There's a big boulder on top of a small rock that I need to lift up. You can just use stasis to get rid of the rock. And then lift the small rock. Okay, so I'm at the next seed. There's a rock slab right here that's over a small rock. You just need to use stasis to make it go away. And then lift the rock. Okay, so I'm at the next seed. I marked on my map over here, there's a hole in the ground. And then over here where I'm standing, there are these boulders. You just have to move the boulders across the field to get into the hole. There was a blue maned Lionel in this area, and I just had to defeat him in order to just clear up this area. So just keep that in mind for if you're trying to get this seed as well. You just have to kind of just keep pushing the boulder till you get to the hole. We got so close. Can I stop you from rolling? Let me get a different weapon. The lightning is not helping. Okay, we'll just stay here for a bit. I'm just gonna cut to when the lightning's done. Okay, so the lightning is stopping. Now I can equip weapons that are magnetic without worry. And poof. We're almost there. This is the little hole right here. It's not too cool. Let's do one more stasis and maybe just try that. No, too much. Fudge. Okay. Okay, cool. Can I push you over here? Not quite. Okay. Oh, maybe. Come on, Link, use your strength. Strength! Yay! And... And not far from the last seed, we have the next seed with these 5 bunches of flowers. We just have to collect them in ascending order. And there we go. Okay, not far from where those boulders were that we used for that one seed, there's some trees and a pile of leaves in the middle. Just clear the leaves and then pick up the rock. Okay, so we're at the next seed. There's a stump here. I think Rivali's Scale is probably the best way to do this. Get high up and then make it to the yellow circle. Just using Rivali's Scale is probably the fastest way to do it. And there we go. So not too far from the last seed, there's a bunch of dead guardians and there's a small rock near them. Just lift the rock. So on top of the Akkala Ancient Tick Lab, there are some sparkling leaves. Just examine them. So down the cliff near the Akkala Ancient Tech Lab, there's a bombable wall on like the beach, and just lift the rock that's inside the wall. Okay, so we're at the next seed. On this little island in the ocean, there's a rock slab on top of a small rock. Just hit that away and then lift the rock. Okay, so we're at the next seed. But these islands, kind of in the shallow water, there's decayed guardians with flowers around them. Just collect them in ascending order. And you'll get the seed. Okay, so here we have a pile of leaves. Just get rid of the leaf pile and then pick up the rock that's left. So not too far from the last seed, there are these flowers. They have to just touch in ascending order again. And then you will get the seed. Okay, so we're at the next seed. There's a circle of rocks with one rock missing. The missing rock is just over here. You have to pick up the rock and put it in the circle to finish the circle. Okay, so we're at the next seed. There's a block puzzle. Part of the puzzle is under the water. You have to make these match. Here we go. Okay, so we're at the next seed. Near this decayed guardian, there's a stump. You just have to go race to the top of the hill. You should be able to get there pretty easily, especially with how much stamina we have. Okay, we're at the next seed. By this cliff, there's a pinwheel. You just have to shoot the balloons that show up. Okay, so we're at the next seed. In the middle of the spiral, there's a pile of leaves. Just get rid of the leaves and then lift the rock. Okay, for this seed, we have another block puzzle. On top of the ruins is the block that you need. We just have to make these match. Okay, so we're at the next seed. Near these ruins, there's a yellow flower. You just have to follow the yellow flower pretty far until you reach the white flower at the end. It's pretty much leading us to the last seed we got. And there's the last one. Okay, so at the next seed, there's a tree stump here, and the yellow circle is going to appear up there. This one can be pretty tough, so I might just use Rivali's Gale to do it. Try that again. This disappears pretty quickly. And even with Rivali's Gale, it's pretty tough. I think I'm gonna run to right underneath it and then use Rivali's Gale. We're at the next seed. There's a circle of rocks over there with one missing. Just to the east, behind these bushes, there's the missing rock. You just have to pick it up and bring it to finish the circle. On the bridge leading to Cherry Town, there's a yellow flower. You just have to follow it. Till we reach the white flower. There it is. Okay, now we are in the Eldin region, and with the first seed there's a stump. You just have to step on it and race down the hill. So just south of the Footland stable, there's a rock surrounded by other rocks. Just lift it. Okay, so we're at the next seed. Over there, there's a circle of rocks. You have to grab one of these and follow the path through the water so we can get close enough to throw it within the circle. Okay, so we're at the next seed. As you can see, there's a circle of rocks with one missing. The missing rock is over here by this tower. I've defeated all the enemies already. Just need to, well, there's a couple that fell down the cliff. I'll finish them off in a second. But just grab the rock and put it in the circle. Okay, so we're at the next seed. On Broca Island, there's a block puzzle. And just across the water, there's the block puzzle we need to match. Using magnesis, we can see that the block we need is over here. Just pick you up and put you on the island, and then we'll put you in place. Okay, so we're at the next seed. There's a circle of rocks that we have to throw a rock into. Just pick one up and toss it in. Okay, so we're at the next seed. On top of this cliff, there's a stump. We want to just try and get to the yellow circle in time. So near Eldin Tower, there's a bombable wall. Let's blow up the wall and then lift the rock that's left. So here we have a block puzzle. We need to move this block from this one over to this one. Not too far from the last seed, there's some bombable rocks. Just blow them up and lift the rock that's left. Underneath this overhang, there's a rock we can pick up. Just pick up the rock. Close to the last seed we got, there's a balloon underneath the overhang on the other side. We'll just need to shoot the balloon. That's why it wasn't working. I don't have a bow equipped. So over here is a bombable wall. Blow it up, and then lift the rock that's inside. Okay, so we're at the next seed. As you can see in the distance, there's a circle of rocks with one missing. We'll pick up this rock and carry it across the water, staying in the shallow area so we don't drop the rock. You can kind of see on like your mini map where the water is lighter. That's kind of where you can know it's shallow. Just follow that path until you get across and put it in the right spot in the circle. Not too far from the last seed, there's a little island within the lake and a circle of lily pads. Just jump into the circle. Okay, so we're at the next seed. There's a little rock symbol on the ground with one rock missing. Missing rock isn't too far away. You just have to put it in the right spot. On top of this cliff, there's a circle of rocks. It's missing 2 rocks. Ow. Okay, and then the other one is over here. Okay, so we're at the next seed. There's a little pool of water down there. We need to push one of these boulders so it lands in the little lake. So on this giant skull that's in the lava, there's a tree stump. You just have to race over to the circle. So we're at the next seed. Down below there's a little circle of lava. We have to push one of these boulders down so it lands in the lava. So near the hot springs, there's a bombable wall. You just have to blow it up, and then there's a rock that's left over. Just lift the rock. Okay, so we're at the next seed. Inside of this broken skull, there's a pinwheel. You just have to shoot the balloon that's really far away. That was too far, okay. There you go. So over in these mountains, there's a vulnerable wall. Just need to blow it up and then pick up the rock that's left. In the middle of Darb Pond, there's a little island with a rock on top. Just lift the rock. So southeast of Gorko Lake, there's a block puzzle on the wall. So to make them match. So we have another one of these. There's a pool of lava down below. We have to push the boulder down so it lands in the pool. Okay, so we're at the next seed. Up above us, there's a balloon that we need to shoot. You can use this updraft to get us close to the balloon so we can shoot it. Okay, so we have a circle of rocks with one missing. The missing rock is just over here. Just to throw it up a tiny bit. And then finish the circle. Okay, so I'm at the next seed. Inside of one of the Goron statues' mouths, there's some fairy lights. Just examine them. Okay, so we're at the next seed. On the very top of the Goron like statues, there's the tree stump. You're gonna have to turn around. Yeah, we have to race to the yellow circle. So near the minecart line that's north of Goron City, there's a small rock. Just pick it up. So at the top of the abandoned mine, there's a rock. Just lift it. On top of the Isle of Rabbik, there is a rock. Just lift it. So near the Eldin Great Skeleton, there's a pile of leaves. Kind of on the outside, but inside the skull. Just get rid of the leaves and lift the rock. Okay, so we're at the next seed. There's a block puzzle. Because we'll need to move you to the other one. So let's look at what you look like. Okay. put you here. There you go. Okay, so near Eldin's flank, there's a vulnerable wall. Let's blow up the wall and then lift the rock that's left. Okay, so near the gut check rock, there's a vulnerable wall. Blow it up, and then lift the rock that's inside. Okay, so on top of gut check rock, you can see these pillars. Each have a small rock on top of them. 4 of them have them on the edge. This one is in the middle. So just move it to the edge. Okay, so east of Lake Darman, there's kind of like a valley, and there's a vulnerable wall at the bottom. Bomb the wall and then pick up the rock. Okay, so northwest of Death Mountain, there's a rock up on the platform. Just lift the rock. Okay, so we're at the next seed. There's a circle of rocks down there. Up here, there's the rock that you need to put in the circle. So I'm just gonna put the rock down, follow it, and put it in the right spot. Okay, so on this little rock in the middle of the lava, there's a pinwheel. Okay, it looks like there's just one balloon that's moving pretty fast. And I'm not good at these. Maybe wait for it to come back around. I was gonna get it that time. Here we go. Okay, so in the middle of the lava, there's this giant skeleton. At the very front, at the top, there's fairy lights. Just examine them. Okay, so we're at the next seed. Over here, there's a little stump. You just go on it and then glide to the yellow circle. Pretty simple one. Okay, so we're at the last seed in Eldin region. There's just a block puzzle by these ruins. I think we just need to put you in the middle. There we go. Okay, so we're now in the Hateno region. Just on the what is it called? Fort Hateno. There's a pinwheel and to shoot the acorns that fly by. I'm gonna try over here where it's going back down. There we go. Now you. There we go. Not too far from the last seed. There's a metal door. Just lift the door and then pick up the rock that was underneath it. Okay, so we're at the next seed. Up at this hill, there's some vulnerable rocks. Let's blow them up and lift the rock that's left. Okay, so we're at the next seed. Down there, there's a hole in the ground. Up here, there are some boulders. We just have to push the boulders down the hill and hope that it goes in the hole. Nice. Okay, so we're at the next seed. There's just a block puzzle on the wall. Need to just make them match. We're at the next seed. It's another apple tree puzzle. We just have to get the 3 trees to match. Looks like I need to save that apple, so bye and goodbye. Okay, so we're at the next seed. Kind of near the edge of the region, there's a tree with a rock on top. Just lift the rock. Okay, so we're at the next seed. On top of this steep hill, there's a frog with an offering plate. We just have to put an apple in there. Okay, so we're at the next seed. There's a flower on this ledge. We have to follow the flowers. Hopefully the rain isn't too much of a problem. We'll make it. We're at the next seed. By this little lake where there's a lot of deer. There's a tree with a rock on top. Just lift the rock. Okay, so I'm at the next seed. Just on top of this plateau, there's a pinwheel, and then 2 acorns are being shot out, or thrown. Just shoot them. Hey, I got them both in one go. Okay, so right next to the Mesalo shrine, there's a tree, and on top of the tree there's a rock. Just lift it. Right by the shrine there's also a pond with some sparkling leaves. Just examine the leaves. So I'm at the next seed. In this little forest there's a bunch of trees. There's one that's slightly taller than the rest, and at the top there's sparkling leaves. Just examine them. Okay, so we're at the next seed. On top of this rock there's a boulder, and down there you can see the hole. You just have to push the boulder down the hill. And it should follow the path to the hole. So we're at the next seed. In the Wineru Heights, there's a circle of boulders with one in the middle. think we have to push this boulder onto the edge right there to make it kind of even. Come on, Link. Push. Here we go. You've climbed all these mountains, you should have more arm strength than this. Okay, so we're at the next seed. Hi, little fox. There's a circle of rocks with one missing. The missing rock is just over here. We just have to bring this rock over to the circle. Okay, so we have another circle of rocks with one missing. The missing rock is over here.
Mifa's grace is ready.
Mifa's grace is ready, and we just need to carry the rock and put it in its proper place in the circle. Okay, so we're at the next seed. We got some boulders and then a hole down the hill. So to push one of the boulders into the hole. Wow, rude. Rude again. Here we go. Okay, we're at the next seed. There's a rock slab on top of a smaller rock. We just want to stasis it away. And then pick up the rock. So on top of this plateau, there's a pinwheel. It looks like 3 balloons appear. Just have to shoot them. Here we go. We're at the next seed. There's a flower here. To touch it and follow the trail of flowers till we reach the white one. It's finally gonna stop raining, yay. And here's the end. We're at the next seed. There's a circle of rocks with 3 rocks missing. There's one right by the circle that's easy to find. There's one kind of in the water over here. And I think there's one that's over here. Yes. So we're at the next seed. There's a circle of lake pads in this lake. Just dive in the middle. Okay, so there's a little cave here. Inside there's two statues. One has a palm fruit, one does not. Luckily I happen to have only one palm fruit, but just put it in the other bowl. Okay, so we're at the next seed. Here we have more flowers. Yeah, I figured they'd be going across these little rocks. There you go, there's the end. I was hoping to get this one done before it started raining again. Okay, so we're at the next scene. Over here there's a circle of rocks. Oops. What's this? We want to try and make a platform. Over to it. Can I make this jump? Not good enough. Because we need to be able to carry a rock. From spot to spot. That should be good enough. Over here there's some rocks. And we just have to pick one up and try to throw it into the circle. Okay, that didn't work. I can pick this one up again though. And move my ice blocks. Get out of here. Let's just try one closer. Another one that's like super close. And then like another one. I might be able to make the throw from here. Let's see if I can make the throw from there. Well, let's get a fresh rock and everything. Cannon throw. There we go. So we have another circle of rocks with one missing. The missing rock is just over here. We'll have to just carry it back and put it in its rightful place. You can see the lab from here. I think that's the lab. I don't know what else it would be. Okay, so we have another one of these 3 trees situations. We need to make them match their apples. Shoot this one down. So we have another circle of rocks with one missing. The missing rock is over here. We have to just put the rock in its proper place. Okay, so we have a block puzzle to do. Looks like we just have to pick you on in the middle of these. Maybe? Too far back. Here we go. Okay, so we're at the next seed. There's some more statues, hoping to get an offering of an apple. Oop. There we go. Okay, so we're at the next seed. There's a circle of rocks with one rock missing. The missing rock is hiding in this bush. You just have to pick it up and bring it to its rightful spot. Okay, so we're at the next seed. There's a circle of lily pads, just dive into them. Not too far from the last seed, there's a little island in the water with a rock in the middle, just lift the rock. Okay, so we're at the next seed. There's a block puzzle, we have to make the two pillars match. We'll either need to put you on this side or the other side. Okay, so we're at the next Korok seed. There's a circle of lilies. We use it to jump in the middle. Okay, so we're at the next seed. It's another one of the 3 apple trees puzzles. You have to just get rid of apples from this tree. I'm gonna keep that one, so I'm gonna shoot down this one. There you go. Okay, it's not far from the last seed. There's another circle of lily pads. We just jump in the middle. Okay, so we're at the next seed. On this little plateau by the last seed, there's a pinwheel. Looks like we have 5 balloons to shoot. Should just aim where they stop, huh? There we go. So in this little forest, close to the last seed, there's a tree, an acorn in the middle. Just shoot the acorn. Okay, so on the very top of the Peak of Awakening, there's just a small rock. Just lift it. Okay, so we're at the next seed. There's a circle of lily pads below us. I think I can jump in them from here, but let's find out. Yep. Okay, so by these trees, there's a metal door. Just have to lift the door, and then pick up the rock that was underneath. Okay, so this Korok seed is a little bit interesting. There, on this circular path, there are 10 targets. I have to shoot all 10 targets, and then when we're done, a balloon will appear on top of this little cabin that's over here. That's 3. 4. 5. Of course, there's monsters as well. 7 and 8 right here. 7, 8. Okay, 9 and 10. So 9 and 10. And there's the balloon. And there we go. Okay, so southeast of Lake Gerard, there's a small rock we can lift. Okay, so in Midlove Woods, there's a tree with an acorn in the middle. Just shoot the acorn. Okay, so we're at the next seed. We have a block puzzle. Looks like this one needs to go over here. Okay, so we're at the next seed. Another one of the 3 apple tree puzzles. Looks like we need to leave that one. Just see the last one. Okay, so we have another tree with an acorn in the middle of it. Just shoot the acorn. Okay, so we're at the next seed. Right behind Link's house. Yeah, this is Link's house here. There's a flower. You have to touch the flower and just follow the trail. There we go, there's the end. Okay, so we're at the next seed. Near Furley Pond. There's a rock down here. Just lift the rock. Okay, so north of Hateno Village, there's a big tree with a rock on top. Just lift the rock. Okay, so just like the last seed, there's a big tree. This time it's in the middle of the lake that's north of the Hateno Ancient Tech Lab. There's a rock on top, and just lift the rock. Okay, for this next one, you want to climb to the top of the Hateno Ancient Tech Lab and examine the sparkly leaves at the top. Okay, so just east of the Hateno Ancient Tech Lab, there's a pond with a circle of lily pads in the middle. Just dive in the middle. Let's try that again. Here we go. Gotta need a running start. Okay, so we're at the next seed. And by these cliffs, there's a flower. We just have to follow the flower trail. There's the last one. Okay, so we're at the next seed. In the mountains, there's one of these logs, or stumps, I should say. And once we step on it, we're gonna need to shield surf down the mountain to get there in time. Let's... Okay, so we're at the next seed. There's a block of ice here. I'll have to melt it. There's a lot of fire arrows. We can use some of them. Okay, and now that it's melted, we have to examine the fairy lights. Okay, so we're at the next seed. We have another one of these stumps. I believe we're gonna have to get to that other tree. So, here we go.
Mifa's grace is ready.
Now it's for volley scale. Okay, I think you can also climb the tree, but it seems easier. There you go. Okay, so we're at our next seed. In this area, there's some sparkling leaves running around the ground. We just have to catch it. There they are. I can hear them. So, by the Spring of Wisdom, we have another ice block to melt. I'm on fire! It's fine. And then, oh, because I was in grass and then that caught on fire. And then just examine the leaves. It's not far from the last one. There's another block to melt. And once it's melted, we just have to examine the leaves. Still there? Okay, so we're at the next seed. There's another tree stump. Have to run on top of it and then race to the top of this hill. Volley skills makes it really easy. Okay, so we're at the next seed. There's a circle of rocks with one missing. The missing rock is just over here by this tree stump. To pick it up and bring it to its proper place. Okay, so we're at the last seed for the Hateno region, by this shrine that's on Tenoko Island. There's a tree stump. Just to run and get to the island in time. I made these blocks beforehand to make it easier, but I think you can also take the raft over. There you go. So that was the last Korok seed that I'm gonna get for this video. And I have edited down like the first like half of the seeds, and I know it's gonna be long enough of a video for it to be a full video. So with me getting these as well. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next adventure. Bye!